wait for the ends with the chili on this one, but that's lovely. It's all good.
Hello and welcome to our first Urban Locavore podcast. We're here at the Butcher's Picnic. Actually, I should introduce myself. My name is Paul. I'm the founder of Urban Locavore. I'm here with my good friend and colleague Jeff.
Hi, Jeff, and my title is the Food Curator.
Which means that I think that he throws the food against the wall, sees how it's formed.
We light it.
Relight it, yeah. Give it a little taste test.
Have an exhibition.
Yeah, excellent. Also behind the camera we have new team member Daniel, who is working on the new website. Hello, Daniel. We also have in the front of the desk is Amy. She is our marketing person. So what we're going to do is every month we're going to bring in our tasting box for the month, unpack it for you, and talk about the products so you can see what sort of products are in there, and we can explain why we think they're so awesome.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into it. This is the March box. So we'll take off. We have a lovely menu here, some flyers. This postcard is actually a competition to win an 8-week Fitness for Foodies course. Woohoo! First off, this is actually probably the product I'm most excited about this month. This is the garlic from Garlic and Roses.
Yep.
Guy called Mike. For me, this is so special because 80% of garlic that Australians consume is imported. Most of it's from China or overseas. It's been sitting on a boat for months. It gets to us, it's old, it doesn't taste as good, and usually it's like the medium-sized, poor quality. So I think I'm really happy to bring this to people because I think once they taste it, they'll realise the difference.
Well, the amazing difference is that it's so crispy. You chop into one of those imported varieties, there's no crunch in it. It's just really like a bit of foam. You also see he's trimmed the roots off at a level like that, and he believes that also that's going to allow less moisture to escape, so he's going to have premium grade garlic for you guys to try. Beautiful.
Very excited about the garlic. Next we have the Cambrai sheep cheese. Not much to say to this other than it goes really well with another product in the box, the caper berries. I'm loving the two paired together.
These guys are great. At the moment, they've got the sheep's cheese, the hard cheeses, because the sheep actually are in a bit of a rest period because they're going to be breeding, they're going to have their lambs soon. So at this moment, all the sheep are resting up. So the product we can get at the moment is fairly limited. But Cambrai, fantastic crew from Nannup. I believe that Emma and Tom are actually getting married this weekend. Tom's also a rally driver, and Barry and Jane are really cool people. And if you're ever going through Nannup, my kids, we cannot go through Nannup without stopping and visiting these guys. Great products. Okay. All
right, let's do the Rubra tea. Now this is a decadent tea. In terms of the packaging is amazing. A silk pyramid style tea bag. So this is not the one that you'd wake up in the morning and chuck in the pot before you go to work. This is invite your mother-in-law around for dinner.
Look how beautiful this is divine. Look at that, check that out. Ain't that cool? So beautiful production. Smell that.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And a great range of herbal and mint teas as well. So yeah, good range of stuff. Alan is a cool dude. Very good people just in the back of O'Connor. Always worth a drop in and say good day. Okay, next.
Next one, cookie dough biscuits. This is Lisa. It's got a great story. Like I think she's like mother of 3 or maybe 2 or 3. Cooking, starting a business, kind of like one of the great stories that I like to promote is like a small producer doing what they love doing, making a bit of extra money and doing beautiful biscuits for us to eat.
Yeah. And I suppose take it to the next stage. So obviously they can produce enough product that we can actually get our hands on.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I suppose that we're trying to encourage is through what we do and getting these guys more prominent and getting them some PR is that they can actually produce enough to make a living and therefore we can eat more of their stuff more often. So get behind these guys.
Alright, so we dig through the straw. This is one of the things I love about Urban Locavore boxes is there's a bit of excitement you have to dig through.
Sort of like down to the chook shed and get the eggs.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, Ansco. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm going to call it Ansco.
Yep.
Again, this is another producer with amazing packaging. Like, I'm a products guy and Jeff is a food guy. So I always look at the packaging and the products and the way it's designed. I also happen to know the web developer that designed their website, an amazing web developer who is, I'm sure he can attest. But yeah, I mean, great muesli, and from a product point of view, just the presentation is amazing. And as a side note, these guys are actually taking it to the States. They're starting up in LA, I think, this year, so I think good things from them.
I suppose one of the things we may be looking forward to in the future is producing a breakfast box.
Yep.
It's something we're talking about. So keep an eye out for these guys in our brekkie box. They're rock. Alrighty.
Alright, let's dig through. Should we do the caper berries?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
This is another one of my favourites. Now, Jeff actually introduced me to these probably a month ago, 6 weeks ago, and he just brought them out while we were having a beer and a chat. And then 2 weeks later, I came around and said, "Where are the caper berries? Like, I need to get some more. Like, we need to have them in the box." Another great story of a West Australian producer. I think is the first guy to grow caper berries in Australia. Grows them in Greenough. They don't need much water, don't need much attention. They're great, drought-resistant crop, and taste amazing.
They're beautiful. I mean, so, most people associate Greenough with the crazy leaning trees because of the wind, but they can produce wonderful stuff like this. So they also do capers as well, and when the capers come through, they end up being a berry. This is just before the flower bursts, and then we get the caper berries. So all from the same tree. Beautiful.
These two together are just amazing.
That's it.
Spot on. All right, let's go. Scratch. Let's do Maggie's place. Now, this Maggie Edmonds is the original Locavore.
She is.
She was using the term before the kids started using it on the street. She's
an old school Locavore.
So she has a store out in the Swan Valley, which is pretty much, if you had Urban Locavore was a store, that's pretty much what she runs. It's just stocked with local produce. Organic goods.
It's down the Swan Valley, behind Edgecombe Brothers. So if you're cruising down, she's got fresh fruit and veg, as well as lots of conserves and jams and chutneys.
As the fruit comes into season, she picks them up from the farm, turns them into jam.
I suppose that's another aspect which is really important to us, is that if there is an abundance of fruit, then take advantage of that fruit in that season. Maggie also, I think, in 2007 was WA Rural Woman of the Year. We've had some pretty cool people, and there's another one that we'll probably introduce later down the track. And you also may know her from her venture into olive oil and also passion fruit.
Alright, last but not least, this is the Spice Library. It's a Persian dish, it's saffron and barbary rice. Now these guys are actually just over there, next to us, manning the stalls.
Hey girls, swive. Well done.
So they are very new. I think this product at least I know is only 3 months old or so. So very, very new to the first scene. Doing great stuff, bringing a new taste that a lot of people wouldn't know. So it's good to bring people bringing new flavours into Perth, trying new things.
Because I lived in Turkey for a while, and I suppose getting access to this sort of stuff is lovely. It does take us away from, it just branches out our food in another direction. Also, well packaged, good flavours, and it's worth going to. So support these guys as well.
Yep, excellent. All right, so that wraps up this is our March box. And that is about it for the podcast, but we hope to do this for every box that we do to introduce you to the food that we're bringing to you and talk about it a bit more. Please do comment on the blog. We'll put this up on the blog on the website. Also check us out on Facebook, which is facebook.com/urbanlocavore, and also on the Twitter, which is twitter.com/urbanlocavore.
Let's just hope you can hear us over the top of Verity James.
Yep.
Shut up, Verity!
All right, ciao.
The apprentice butchers, because